Hello everyone and welcome to this tropical update. Before we get into the video, I'd like to make it clear that I'm not a meteorologist and things shared are mine and are not official and should not be taken as official. For the best information, please consult the National Hurricane Center or your local weather office. Hurricane Fiona intensified into a Category 4 hurricane last night, and it's more or less been maintaining that intensity throughout the day. We can see that the cyclone is well organized, with cold convection wrapping around a clear eye. This eye did actually collapse a little earlier today, with convection being more weighted onto one side of the cyclone. Although the storm has been rebounding since then, and the eye is now visible on imagery again, and the convection is more symmetrical. Recon is in there right now to measure the intensity of the cyclone, and right now they have found that the central pressure of the storm has lowered a little from what it was this morning to about 935 millibars. Despite the lower pressure, the plane has not found any winds to support a stronger intensity, and the plane has actually found winds that support lowering the intensity below Category 4 strength. Regardless, the storm did suffer a little earlier today, so this does make sense. And the storm is likely beginning, if not already begun, another intensification phase. Regardless of if strengthening is occurring or not, the National Hurricane Center still expects the cyclone to reach a peak of 140 miles per hour. After that peak, weakening is expected, but that weakening is not expected to be significant. If anything, the cyclone is expected to be maintaining a higher end intensity throughout that time. We can see that Bermuda is under a tropical storm warning and a hurricane watch, and this is because the cyclone is expected to pass near the island as a major hurricane. Now, the island is not within the cone, and it is outside of that, but the cone only represents where the center could go. We can see already that the tropical storm force wind field extends outside of the cone. And if we were to place a storm right here next to Bermuda, the wind field already goes over the island, and this is not expected to be helped any by the storm gaining latitude. Gaining latitude would allow the storm to grow in size, and this would place Bermuda under stronger winds. Looking away from Bermuda towards the day 4 and 5 period, we can see that instead of taking a path out to sea, the cyclone barrels around into Nova Scotia. This is due to an interaction with a strong trough that is expected to dip down into New England. Over time, as the cyclone goes north, we can see that the interaction begins to take place, and Fiona begins to hook towards Nova Scotia. We can see this reflected onto the surface, where as the storm passes near Bermuda, we begin to see a cold front that begins interacting with the storm. Due to the trough and this front, the cyclone will likely begin extratropical transition at around this point, and will probably complete it as it nears the 40th parallel. As the storm is non-tropical right now, it is no longer qualified as a hurricane. But don't let that distract you from the fact that this is still bringing impacts equivalent to that of a hurricane. We can see the large gale force wind field stretching from the coast of New Brunswick all the way to Newfoundland. Within that wind field, we can see there are areas of hurricane force winds. Now these strong winds are pushing water onshore in the form of storm surge. So, bottom line is, even though this is not counted as a hurricane, the only thing making this not a hurricane is its high latitude. It will still bring impacts equivalent to that of a hurricane, and you should prepare for this and monitor this as you would a hurricane. Now that's all I have for today, and for the best information, please consult the National or Canadian Hurricane Centers. Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your day.